Before that, it was like 2G and feature phones, which had a little bit of browsing experience that was present. So when we were designing back then for India, we had to design for those phones also in mind. So today we might not worry too much about what is the asset size that we are shipping for, but there we even fought for 2 KB, 3 KB, because either it has to be downloaded or your APK size was so big, you cannot upload it to App Store. Even if you upload to App Store, people will see, oh, this is a 3 MB app. I'm speaking about 3 MB. So it's a 3 MB app. I don't have that space right now. I'm deleting it or I'm not downloading it. This is the level in which we had to go with from that point in time. So keep people in mind. To be very short about this answer, keep people in mind. Always look out and be connected with their subculture. That helps.
Before you asked, number of users in a priority. So, what made you more happy? When you said that, what made you were concerned about users a lot. So, last we spoke about it, something that worked very well and you were happy about it with users.
So every time we connected well with the users, we all were happy at the end. 2 examples I can tell you for the projects, and I'll go deep in one. One is tipping in Dunzo. The second one is post-order experience in Dunzo. So both of which really connected with the audience that we were launching this for. Tipping happened during COVID.
Okay, so tipping giving to the delivery
partner. Seems very simple, right?
Yeah.
But it went viral all across India.
Okay.
It was a celebrated feature for like 6 months.
Okay.
Even today, if you go to Twitter and search Dunzo tipping,
okay,
you will find celebrities and all just taking screenshot and saying how thoughtfully this experience was built.
Okay.
Now, what made it different? I think that would be an interesting story to tell.
Yeah.
So, the context is we were in COVID times. Okay.
Yes.
Beginning of COVID.
Okay.
We don't know what COVID is, what is going to happen with the world. All we know is we have to provide food and other materials to people across. And we happen to be that service, Dunzo, which could do this. Okay, we were one of them. But who delivered this?
Delivery boys.
Delivery boys. People, right?
Yeah.
They were risking their lives.
Yeah.
They're essentially risking their lives, risking their family security, all of that for delivering products to people. Essential products. We knew that our product did not have a tipping as a feature. If we provide it, people might tip, and then it will collect whatever money, and it will all go to the partners. We were not satisfied. Like me and one designer, Nikhil, we both were brainstorming throughout, and it was like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. some time around that. And we were like, man, I don't want to put a bubble and write 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees like everybody else. I don't think it will work. Why will it not work? Because India doesn't have a culture of tipping.
Okay.
We never tip.
Yeah.
Right? We are not big tippers.
Yeah. It's really Western culture.
It's really Western culture. In West, people go to a restaurant, what will happen is you tip 20%, 10 to 20% based on how satisfied you are. Don't tip. Yeah, that's the funny part. But here we don't, right? And it's not a percentage that we tip in. Now, what we did was, we created these small bubbles with, so the inspiration came from in childhood I've seen my mom say that, hey, the person who came to climb coconut tree, get coconut, give him something for the tea, give him something for the meal. Very common. It's not tipping, it's an empathy where he has spent so much time, it is time for a meal, let me also try to provide a meal. Either you will give money or meal.
Yeah, so it's like more than giving the money. It's like you are giving that money for a purpose.
Giving you money for purpose, and the purpose is very contextual to time in which you are giving.
Okay.
So what we did was we added these bubbles with tea, biscuit, meal, and a custom amount. The tea was 7 rupees. We did not add 10 rupees because at that time in Bangalore context it was 7 rupees. Okay. The biscuit was like 5 rupees, and the meal was something around 30 rupees. So we added that exact amounts that we normally know, which is an affordable range. We were surprised, and we also had a button which said that it's custom amount. Whatever amount you want, you pay. On an average, during that initial time, people got 500 rupees or more, and people were like giving tips a lot because when they see that it is a natural instinct for it. It is not a UX. It's not a button. It is not something that you're looking at and thinking, okay, maybe the service is good, bad. Let me give him 5 rupees, 10 rupees. No, instinctively you are giving them tea, meal, and it translated to 35 rupees or so, which accounted for close to 10 to 15 or 20% of their entire income by end of the month.
Okay, so empathy came to the play.
Empathy came into play, and which was from the first question culturally relevant, right?
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is that I would go to the startup area. So the whole startup ecosystem, it's always moving fast, right? There will be these fancy tech coming every day, and people will be like, okay, why don't we have this? Why don't we have it here? So it's always in the fast mode. So is there these moments when everyone was like, okay, we can also have that, but as a UX designer, you would be thinking like, okay, is it really solving the problem here? So is there these moments when you chose people over the fancy tech?
Yeah, many times. So mostly in planning meetings. Luckily for me, the companies that I worked for, everybody was very user first, customer first. So we always had this filter of, are we building for the users? Does it really solve a problem? So to elaborate on this, I'll give you one example where it went wrong or it did not work, and then we learned something and we pulled out something else. And another where it worked phenomenally well, or many products which was tech based which worked. The first one, so I was working at Rush by Hype. Rush is a real money gaming app.
Yeah.
Okay. So there I was playing the strategic design partner to the CEO. So the role itself is to explore new techs. So we were building blockchain, and blockchain was hyped up. I don't know, people were all going into blockchain, cryptocurrency, and all of those things. So we also wanted to do something in that space. Core product was different. This we decided to build as a separate product, and we shipped out. So the concept is very simple. We have Ludo, right?
Yeah.
So Ludo has red, green, yellow, blue.
Yeah.
So in cryptocurrency blockchain, everything's about assets and the story. And people come in, they farm. That's the language that they use. They farm, build assets, trade it, they make money. And by nature of it, people who are coming in and doing this are not pure gamers, or they are not coming in for the entertainment purpose.
Okay.
They are coming in for trading, which is an investment or trading mindset. Very different. Now, we built a story around it, which is these red, yellow, green, blue. Imagine these were hidden kingdoms. Like red was a desert kingdom, yellow was a desert kingdom, red was a lava kingdom, ice kingdom, and water pasture kingdom. And everything had its own heroes, and heroes had powers. Heroes had stamina, and they were of different rarities. Like in blockchain, assets have rarities, right? Common rarities to I think extremely rare. We built this out. Now for the economy to work, so this is all an economy. For the economy to work, we needed energy, we needed stamina, and other concepts to come in. It was very complex. It was so complex, some people got it, some people did not, some people invested money. And out of all what we learned was, man, this is too complex. We are not doing justice by our users. We shut it down. But the learning that we got it from people who were playing, when we talked to them, they enjoyed it because our format had one advantage, which is leaderboard based. Even though it was trading and all, there was a leaderboard, and people enjoyed the leaderboard. What we did was brought this leaderboard into the core product as a leaderboard experience, which worked phenomenally well.
Gamified the whole experience.
Gamified the whole experience. And the leaderboards also we did in a very interesting way. That also came from a design exercise where we ask ourselves, why would this go wrong? And we will ask this question almost like 3 days before shipping the designs or the product itself. That creates like a little bit of a panic and understand why would this go wrong. So leaderboards usually at that time were 24 hours, 7 days sort of a leaderboard, which you have seen in Dream 11 and other startups, right? We did it for half an hour, 1 hour, and this was interesting because you're instantly getting that gratification. The game itself was quick, 1 minute, 2 minutes. The entire leaderboard was 1 hour. The whole experience was so good, many people just stopped playing the core game and started playing leaderboard. It was very addictive. We had to limit because they had to go back and then play the normal leaderboards as well. So this is where we got it wrong first and turned it around.
Okay, got it.
The other simple example is where in 2015,
Okay.
2015-16 time, I had stickers. Many of the sticker packs was machine learning generated, and we also had text to stickers.
Okay.
Which means that if you type in any text, say hello or any word that you want, FGHA, like anything, and then send it, it will get converted into a text sticker.
Okay.
Very much like how generative images are today in ChatGPT.
So,
And it's much simpler than that.
so actually, I think I have used Hike when I was in the 8th or 9th. That was the time, and my brother had Hike in his phone, and I guess there were many things in the Hike. Like there was this AI agent or something like.
Natasha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a chatbot that we had back then. And many people saw Natasha as their girlfriends too. That was funny. Like we were like, dude, this is a chatbot. We used to send messages to people like, this is a chatbot. It's okay. The needs of the people were very different.
Basically, that thing went into a dark UX mode, right?
Sorry?
So basically, the Natasha thing went into a dark UX thing, right?
No. The intent was to help the users to understand about features and so on and so forth. But in the end, people started using it for, if you can say dark UX, but I would not agree because people never got hurt.
Okay.
There was nothing that Natasha did or said which made people do anything harmful. We were very mindful of that.
So, about that, like what were things that you did to make it mindful?
Natasha?
Yeah.
So Natasha, like while it is little bit ML, little bit hard coded, we were very selective about the messages that Natasha sent. So whatever you asked, if it is out of context, it will just reject. You can send stickers to Natasha. Natasha will stay and send stickers back. The fun mood remained.
Yeah, so again, like the sticker packs, I think Hike is the first, even before the WhatsApp, Hike was the first platform to roll out this sticker pack features in the Indian market. So, like, what was the real intention behind that, and like, was it more of like a long-term vision that you guys had, or like was that more of like cutting down the instant gratification part and looking forward to the long-term part of making people really hooked? Because I guess India again is a very culturally layered society. So how did the sticker pack really work there, and what was the real intention behind it?
Okay, that's a good question. So So I joined Hike in 2014.
Okay.
Hike started and launched in 2012, December 12. The sticker pack launched, I think, 6 months before I joined. At that time, what I know of, the intent was to try out an expressive way for people to communicate. Stickers turned out to be a lot more than that. Now that comes back to the first question. India is a diverse set of people, diverse country. It's a country of countries, and India has come on to internet first on mobile. Connecting this, if you look at it, when you are on phone and a social media platform is all about network effects. If I am there and Edwin is not there, the social media platform or a product is of no use to me. Because Edwin is my friend. If he is not there, what will I use it for? I can talk to Natasha all I want, but definitely I will need a little bit more real connection, right? But the interesting fact is, I think everybody can relate to this. How do you initiate a conversation? Even if you are friends in a new platform, would you say hi? And what will you get back? Hi.
Yeah.
And what next? That was a big problem that we were dealing with too.
Okay.
So what we discovered along the process after launching stickers is stickers allowed for people to have a little bit of a personality. So there was initially 2 packs which I distinctly remember, and then there were like 10,000 plus packs later on. Mealy and Snuggles. It was a dog and cat. And the dog had all kinds of expressions. Hi, hello, I miss you, I love you. All of those things were there. People were just sending stickers back and forth. And we also had a feature called Nudge, which is like in Yahoo Messenger world, Yahoo Messenger had this feature. Yahoo Messenger as a desktop product had a feature called Nudge. When you nudge, the other person's window shakes, like vibration, and it was like grabbing your attention. Like it's almost like pulling Edwin and saying, hey, listen to me. We had that same feature for Hike, where when you said a nudge to the other person, the nudge vibrated the other person's phone. So it was fun. And in group chats, people used to form group chats and keep nudging between each other. These were conversation starters, and stickers became conversation starters and conversation builders. Like it kept building conversation. And as we launched more and more stickers, many people connected. Like we launched sticker packs for specific colleges, like Horizon College in Bangalore, Christ College in Bangalore. We had sticker packs for them. We had ambassadors in this college who told us what are the slangs they use in that college, how do they talk. So their college slangs is very different from the other college like the same city. But we talked to them, understood, and launched packs for them. And it was crazy, like they can use it now in their circles. Similar was the case. We had Mohanlal sticker, we had Mammootty stickers, we had a lot of movie release based stickers, which at that time the famous movie dialogues were a conversation starter. Like how we use memes and stickers in WhatsApp today.
Yeah, and it was all back in 2015.
It was in 2014.
And also there were these features in Hike, like you can send messages even without data or something like that.
Yeah. So Hike had a feature called Hike to SMS.
Okay.
So what it did was we gave some SMS back to the user. So when you send, you will have the limit of 100 SMS that you can send. So I can send you even if you are offline, and you will get it as an SMS. You can respond it to the same chat and it will come to your Hike as a blue message or blue or green message.
Yeah. So another question is like about you have spent your time as UX research at these different companies. So one thing is that how deep should an early stage startup should be going down? Because at the end of the day, everyone is building for the users. So if the founder is not so aware of what exactly the user needs, so that's where the UX research comes in. So how deep should an early stage startup should go?
Very good question. what is the purpose of user research, like for an early stage startup?
So, in a way, I guess it will be more of like understanding the market, understanding the exact needs of what. See, again, I love this concept from Ford. Yeah, so I heard that if Ford went and asked people like, what do you guys really want? So people won't be saying, we need cars, we need, yeah, horses, horses. So I guess the part is like, it's not understanding what they want, but exactly like not what they say, but what they want. Like they wanted faster transportation. So that kind of in-depth needs has to be understood.
Exactly. User research is a directional tool if you look at it. Especially in early startup, if you grab onto every word that user is saying, you're going to fail. You need to understand. So it's like saying, information versus wisdom is very different, right? It's like that. Like you can understand that the user is going to tell you that, hey, I want to travel faster, I need more horses. But the intention was to travel faster. If you can convert that knowledge, it is so much more powerful, especially when you are an early stage startup, when you have limited resources, when you have releases that needs to be made, which is costing you a lot of money, and all of this combined, imagine if you are in the right direction. It would be so much more productive and connected to the user. That is what is the power of user research. And early stage startup, at least what you can do is go talk to 10 people.
Yeah.
If those 10 people are telling you something, don't debate. Many people have seen like if they go and debate. No, just listen, record, come back, evaluate. Maybe it doesn't align with you, maybe your product is not working out. Go talk to 10 more people. Then you will understand, oh, this connects really well with these kinds of users. Like it's for this particular age group, or male versus female, or this particular region. There is something that I need to work out. That insight is so much more powerful. It's worth so much money, right? Like if you look at it from the resourcing and everything, it's so much powerful. You get back a lot of your time back. Treat it as a directional tool. That is what we have done even when we were scaling to like millions of users, of daily active users or monthly active users. We used it not only to see that exactly what user said, but as a directional tool. That is very liberating.
Okay, so, and again, as you have mentioned, I thought of the scale. So I guess Hike was had around 100 million users at one point.
100 million activations, and we had around like 40 million monthly active users and 15 million daily active users.
So at that scale, there will be these cross-functional activities happening, right? So how do we make sure maybe we will be having one idea. So how do we make sure that everyone is aligned to that one singular goal?
One, we were lucky to have Kevin as our CEO, who was like very design first, consumer first, and he pushed through every team for thinking design first or consumer first in that manner. Second, even at Dunzo, what I've noticed is if you have a set of principles which is really aligned to the company values, it works out. It's like saying that everybody wants good thing, right? Everybody wants productive things to happen. It's like saying, if I know where north is, you want to go to north, you want to go to north, I want to go to north. We are all in the same boat. What will we do? We will row in the same direction.
Yeah.
If wind hits us, what will we do? We will counteract the wind and still go to north. We will not fight between each other or say that, hey, this is not my job. Right? It's as simple as that. So the set of values and principles is your North Star. Reminding yourself and your team is the job to be done.
Okay, and any time you guys had clash?
Oh yeah, we did. Like a lot of times. Like for example, when Lottie came in, right, at Dunzo, we wanted to get Lottie in so that we can do some animations and communicate a lot of things. It took us a lot of time because integrating Lottie itself was not in any priority list. We had to get into the roadmap, we had to make a case for it, saying that hey, this is the tool that we need, which will help us and also reduce, and we also connected it back to their value system and their goals. They wanted to reduce APK size. Lottie was a really good way to do that. So like, we will help you reduce the thing if you help us do this. And we will actually take out a lot of assets, which is videos and GIFs and so on and so forth, and rebuild it as Lottie for you. Then it became a good relationship. And we both were rowing in the same direction. We got it done. And that's how Dunzo's post-order experience was gone.
Okay, and another thing I felt about the again working at scale is like the handoffs. Because we will be having a vision, then it goes to the next team, then the next team. At the end of the day, when we see something live, we are like, oh, this is not what I have designed. So, is there a framework? You have been head of many design teams, and so is there a framework or a process that you guys have followed in order to make sure that everything stayed true till the end?
Yeah. So one important bit is how do you position yourself? We always wanted to be best in the world, not in the country. And Hype at the time when we were having the design systems, we were one of the best world-class teams that was there. Because we produced design systems back in 2015, which was robust, which was running rush until it was shut down. So we built some world-class tech design-wise to be that. So we always positioned ourselves to the best in the world. Even Dunzo, we were like one of the top 5 countries known for design, and we work for that. That energy reflects back across the company as well when they see some productive outcome out of it. Second, which is actually the first step towards building this, is processes that you can keep in place, which helps both of you. So for engineering team as well as for the design team, let's say simple thing like interaction. Today, what do? We have an interaction, we make in Figma, properly prototype it and give it to the dev saying that, hey, this is what I want. Back then we couldn't do that also, but what we did was we had detailed notes written and handover meetings which was held where we explain to the dot in milliseconds what needs to happen and how we have choreographed the simple animation for the icon, which led to them putting in their effort and understanding that these guys are thinking so much about it. There is something I should also put it, and they are also about craft, right? They are very proud when you see them, see their code perform so well, look so good, very happy, and that energy snowballs. So you need the right processes and frameworks which you can talk between each other, and you should organize it with you. The file. We had Figma file, which is we call it design requirement document, like a PRD. Like product used to give design PRD, we used to give tech team design requirement document, where all this prototype was done, flows were very well laid out, annotations were done for screens, any exceptions were handled, and we used to have a handover meeting also for the entire flow. Devs used to put questions, not just that one particular meeting. Post that, we also asked them to keep on commenting if they face any trouble. And it was an async sort of a connect that we always had. And there also we were rowing the boat in the same direction. And once that is done, we had UAT processes, user acceptance testing for design. Like, I need the button to have these states. I need these colors to be exactly this. These screens should transition exactly like this. These transitions and the process that we set up helps people deliver high quality work. At the end, they will be proud and they will be the ones asking for a design requirement document.
Okay, so it's at the end of the day, it's like combining those design principles, motivating people, encouraging them, and it's like coming together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Basically, the last question I think everybody will be asking you, okay, right now. So we have students here and also other people from other fields. How right now the current state is very dynamic, like everything is changing within months. We are seeing a lot of updates. If a student wants to learn about UI UX right now, what should they do? What's your advice? You have worked in different domains, so
See, at the end, all of these are tools, right? Initially, it was Photoshop in which we were doing, designs. Then it became Sketch. Then it became Figma. Now it has become Figma Make or other tools like maybe Cursor and so on and so forth. See these as tools. We will all be building for each other, like we will be building for humans. If you have that in your mind, who you are building for, what product you are building for, and have a clear idea of how does it help the other person, these are tools. You will learn one or the other and get the job done. That's how I see it.
so basically we need to stick to our basics.
Stick to our basics. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's have a Q&A session. So, is there any questions from the audience side? Nobody has a question? I guess the whole point of being a UX designer is always to question.
Maybe you can tell about Hype's design story, like the principles, the journey that you had there in detail. Like you said, mentioned about having annotations, right? So those are attention to detail, which is super important in an app or anything that you do. So maybe that can be an inspiration, because what I see generally in the industry is that we don't find people with really good attention to detail, especially engineers have no clue what that is. So maybe we can start with that.
So it's a very broad question, very long one. The story is very long, so I can put it very shortly. Like I joined Hike as a product designer in 2014. I was learning the ropes, and the same principle of following the user helped me be head of design in 2 years from a product designer. So that journey, what I followed was strictly building systems. That time we don't have an idea of what is systems, right? It was sheer need of the products that I had handled and delivered. I ended up building systems. So I had a design system before Android L launched. I did not know it was a design system. I just knew I'm building patterns. And later, focusing on strategies which is very focused on users and understanding their core needs. Like people have, we call it like there are 16 human needs that is there, like curiosity, knowledge, food, shelter, and so on and so forth. Have a very clear idea in your mind what need you're addressing. That will always help you. At one time, we had a feature called Matchup, which connected people. Like it was, I think 2016 or so, we launched it for Valentine's Day. Contextually right, and it was launched for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities where Tinder and everything was available for tier 1. These kind of products helped Hike stay true to their users and all kinds of users. We launched like Timeline in that space where Snapchat was doing really well with stories. Timeline was biggest feature in Hike. It had 6 million plus daily active users, and people were sharing a close net of people, like close friends was Hike's network, and people were sharing stories in Timeline multiple times in a day. So there were many stories like this at Hike, which makes me proud that we ship things that people love. Simple thing, like these systems helped us build something called app themes. Okay, app themes did nothing but change color of the app. That's it. It went viral. It had 1 million plus daily active users. People changing app themes 5 times in a day, 10 times in a day based on their mood. And many a times we had a night mode and a normal theme. So people switch to night mode to view it. It's still different to night modes that is available today, because we had handle for images, we had handle for stickers, everything would dull down. and the color was also like a slight yellowish black, which allowed for cooling in for the eyes, which worked wonders. And we all had a dream, right? In movie theaters, when you open the phone, it should not be a flash on your eyes. And the day we were able to do that, we opened the phone and there was no flash, and we were so proud of seeing it ourselves. So these are some stories that I can share. Rest, if you have anything specific, you can ask. I can share it. So you can pick a topic or any question that you have in mind. Otherwise, it's broad.
Maybe so. Let me tell about what I'm doing right now. So I'm the founder of a small startup. It's called ICFOSS, and we are yet to launch a small app, which is basically social commerce kind of a thing. And we find it really hard to actually understand the users and the preference, and our UI is not there yet. And maybe we can talk about color palettes. So we find it like we have experimented many things, and yet we haven't found that sweet spot where things are looking good. So maybe this is all about UI UX. Maybe you can tell about how color palettes and what should be the directions, things like that.
Okay, that's something that we can address. So when you are starting, I would say don't stress too much about the color palette. It's going to change. What you can do is, based on the nature of your product, there's a color which also is connected to the emotions of people. For trust, blue, simple things like that. Pick that color. Have a variation of that, which overall is distinct to your brand. Have a logo which is similar to what you want to do, directional. Pick black, white, and this as accent color. Build your product out. Naturally, when your use cases are building, you will keep adding colors, and every time you add a color, ask yourself, is it really needed?
Okay.
That's it. You don't build from a 10 color palette and then bring it to your app. You build from accent color and then build it out.
Right. Hi. So my doubt is when working under specific clients, designers usually skip UX improvements or some important features due to time constraints or budget constraints or resource constraints. We usually refer this as UX depths, which is postponing of the UX due to these constraints. But later down the line, after deployment or after designing this application, all these postponed UX improvements pop up as usability issues or bugs or some problems. Again, we need to go back to the first phase and reiterate to solve this problem. So this could have been addressed in the first phase and this should have been solved earlier. So how you guys mitigate this issue in a fast-moving product environment?
Okay, very nice question. So what we used to do is we had certain bandwidth in the roadmap dedicated to design tests. So for example, a tech team should spend this many hours or days to address design tests. And there we had the choice, out of 100 things, what are the top 3-4 things that will make it into the cut. That way we are also prioritizing the right things. And what we try actively is to minimize the text as much as possible so that in the release they are very minimal or things that we are okay with. So reserving that bandwidth with the client, saying that I need bandwidth in the roadmap planning helps a lot.
Okay, thank you. One small related doubt. So we usually for mitigating these issues, we usually follow design testing. Before going to the development, we usually test this design, how this layout is working, this button is correct or something. But at the estimate or the cost sheet, effort sheet, when we usually put 3 to 4 hours for design testing, while seeing these clients or management usually upsets, like this is a kind of an extra effort. So how you usually handle that conflicts in between the clients or the effort sheets?
In the startup environment, we never had to report in terms of time. That is a different construct. But if you're working with a client, you have to educate the client about, what impact not having the design audit will have. If you don't have design audit, I will not know if the button is working or not because we are too fast, which will probably lead to a conversion drop, which will probably lead to user not understanding the sign of button, they not clicking it. That itself, I think, builds a really good case for them to see that, okay, you have the time. Or account it in your design process. That would be simpler for the client also, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
So my question is, how do you measure or define the success of a design?
Again, so there are multiple things to a product, right? You're designing a product. You can, if you're purely looking at it from a design perspective, you can see conversion, click-through rate, and so on and so forth to say that my design is working because people are clicking through to the next stage or finishing a task. You can also add a quantitative level to it, which is by user research or so, to understand from users how are they liking it, how fast are they able to do it. This will give you like a good understanding of is your design working well or not. The best is when you see the design or the product that you help build being spoken about. Like people are, you will be telling your friend, hey, use this product, this is so nice. That's the real test, and it will come out in user reviews in any platform that you're launching. Like if it is a Chrome plugin, it will be in Chrome, App Store or Play Store. All these places people will be talking about it. Social media or in your own user research. Like talk to people more often. In a week, I would say that you talk to at least 5 people. That would be more learning than any design textbook that you will go to. Of course, that is required, but talking to people will only enrich your knowledge and understand whether your design is successful or not.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wants to ask a question?
Hi Deepak.
Hi.
So I was really excited to come for this event so that I was meeting the person who designed. My question was like, when you guys understood that the attention span was going down, you had some metrics as to figure this out. As a designer, when we figure these things out, does the development team or the CEO and the other people understand this and they try to change the product accordingly so that it stays relevant?
Yeah, of course. Like we were seeing a lot of people drop off from Hype. That was because of the change that we made where we replaced timeline to stories, and that made a lot of people's memory vanish overnight, which brought down Hype to a mega extent. When we saw the numbers going down, what we tried to do was to bring timeline back, but this is a social product.
Okay.
So social products will work only with networks. So their memory is gone, people were not coming back. That is one. Second, would people pay for using a social network? Social network is a very expensive product to build and maintain, because we were doing 2 billion plus messages in a day. So the infra was also very expensive. So would people end up paying, or can we have a business model around it? I think that is something where we could not find a good match and pivoted to games and other stuff, which worked well.
Okay, so it was like to get that network effect, you had the timeline, but you had to remove it.
We exchanged that for stories.
Okay.
We built a brand new product called Stories. Stories was, I think, new there. I think we were bigger than Instagram at that time, and nobody launched Stories. We were the first to do it, but we should not have removed probably timeline. Funny part is, we had timeline for Stories exactly like how Instagram has in one of our early versions, which was launched to the user, like as a bridge sort of a version, which was working very well. But then we wanted everybody to be pushed to the future with the Stories, and we tried removing that timeline and see how it goes. Yeah.
With new apps like Airtime and all coming in from Soho, do you feel like Hype has a revival in this?
It's a lot of cost. Like if somebody can build it back, then we can do it. But is there a business model around it? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not the person to comment on it. But experience-wise, what I can tell you is, even today when I meet people, like how you are smiling, everybody smiles and say, I used to use Hype, and it was such a joy to use. And I have still not found a product which does the same for me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the question.
Is there any more questions from anyone? Okay, if that's the case, we can wind up the session. So, so first of all, thanks to Deepak for being here from the
Thank you.
UX Coordinative team. And again, this is the third edition, and we will be having many more editions coming up. And so, as a token of love from our side, I invite Sachin Raj, who is the project manager of New Learn Foundation, to hand over a token. Yeah, so this part is over. So the next is like it's all about networking. നമ്മൾ മാക്സിമം ഇവിടെ ഉള്ളവരെ പരിചയപ്പെടുക, നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുക, കൂടുതൽ അറിവ് പകരുക. So thank you everyone for being here.